Hey, what's cracking YouTube? It's your boy Jason Yamamoto, and today I want to talk to you guys about my bulk. One of my boys, Live, Learn, Live, left me a comment, and he said something along the lines of, he hopes that my bulk is treating me good. Well, and honestly, my bulk hasn't been treating me good. It hasn't. And matter of fact, if anything, I lost weight. Yes, man. I lost weight. I lost 4 pounds. I went from 168 down to 164, and I was very disappointed. But I'm gonna let you guys know what I did wrong, so that way it will help you guys prevent from doing the same mistakes I did. Okay. Now, tracking your macros is very important. You need to track your macros. Unfortunately, I couldn't track my macros because whatever the army gave me to eat, that's all I was going to eat. And whatever they had, that's all I could eat. Right? I can't get a surplus of food whenever I wanted to. It is what it is. And if I did, it was going to cost me some money. Being on a military camp, it's like being in jail. Everything is marked up. Like hella marked up. A thing like a loaf of bread, which would cost you $1 at a store, at a grocery store, the thing would be like $3, man. They upsell everything. Even though it's tax-free, they upsell everything. And for me to go into their little store and buy me like a bunch of food that doesn't fit in my budget, I couldn't do it. So whatever the army had, I had to eat. Now the second problem is with not being able to track my macros is that army food has a lot of preservatives. A lot of preservatives. And it was very difficult for me to even ingest all the food and having it digest. And I had a supplement of fiber with me, but guess what? The fiber wasn't strong enough for against the preservatives. So as I was eating, I was getting full. Not only but I was getting full, I was getting hella constipated, and you know, being constipated. Being constipated and having all that preservatives in your stomach and you can't let it loose, it is very difficult to intake more meals in, if not that, intake more macros in. And it is what it is. Third thing, I forgot to bring my multivitamin. If you want to maintain your weight or increase your weight, you gotta have your multivitamin. Not all the foods that you eat doesn't have all the necessary nutrients for your body to grow. You gotta have your micronutrients. So I've always recommended taking your multivitamins. If you're not taking your multivitamins, you gotta take it. Another mistake I did, I wouldn't say a mistake, it's just the fact that my calorie intake versus my workload didn't match. It did not match at all. I think I was under the calorie intake that I needed to grow. So you could say I might have been in a caloric deficit. As you may know, may or may not know, the military works about 16 hours a day, 8 hours of rest. Most of the time. Sometimes you get 4 hours of sleep. Sometimes you get 0 hours of sleep. That's the military for you. You just got to adjust to every situation. But anyways, I worked hella hours. Okay? When I wasn't working, I was at the gym about 2 hours a day. Okay? So, while I was in the gym, I didn't have nothing else to do. I mean, this is the only time I get to train. But I got to learn a lot of things about myself while I had that 2 hours to myself. So, I was overworking, not overtraining, I was overworking. Because while I was working, I didn't have the right amount of nutrients I needed, or the right amount of calories for me to increase my muscle. Okay, I was getting toned up a little bit. A lot of the guys said, hey man, I was still growing, but at the same time, I felt, because I measure myself through weight, you know, and size as well, but mostly through weight, and my weight wasn't moving up. It just kept on scaling down. I was like, damn. So I knew I was in a caloric deficit. So I tried walking everywhere rather than running. But then it's like, well, the longer it takes me to walk, the more calories I'm burning, and the faster I run, it gets me to my destination a lot faster, and I might use a little bit less calories than that. But regardless, the distance was still the same. I was still burning the same amount of calories, and not only that, I wasn't intaking the right amount of calories or yet the right amount of macros for me to grow. So those are all of my mistakes, which brings me to the final conclusion that everything that you do has to be planned. Okay, I definitely did not plan my bulk correctly for the last 2 weeks. It was piss poor planning. Even if I couldn't bring all the supplements that I wanted, like maybe additional whey protein, additional like carb supplements, stuff like that. I couldn't bring it. I can't bring it to the field. It is what it is. I don't even have a refrigerator to put all my food in. So, like I said, the military, when it comes to bulking with military food, I wouldn't say it's a good idea, but it is what it is. So hopefully all of those things that I said may help you. Hopefully it does. But like I said, at the end of the day, it's planning correctly how to achieve your goal for the next day. Okay, so anyways, it's your boy Jason Yamamoto, and I'll talk to you guys later. Breathe.